from the Devastated, and Andrew from the Devastated. Welcome to Texas, guys.
Thanks, bud.
Today's August 9th, and we're here at the Cambridge Room here in Dallas. So, guys, you said you played in Austin last night. How was that show?
It was pretty good. It was a fun little run. What was that, our third show thus far?
Yeah, we did a couple warm-up shows before we, started this actual tour.
Right.
Coming out from California.
And then tonight is the official first night of the Metal Rise tour.
And that's sponsored by Decibel, correct?
Decibel, Live Nation, House of Blues, so it's got some backing, which is pretty cool.
And indie store merch too.
Oh, fuck me, right?
Awesome. So who are you on tour with?
We are on tour with Elysian and the Browning.
Browning, okay. So I understand y'all from Riverside. Is that correct? Is it all of y'all, or Andrew, you're from somewhere else?
Well, I live in LA, but I'm in Riverside all the time. Plus, we practice at my house in LA, so they can come out there. So we're right there.
Okay. Cool. Now, in terms of touring, is this your full-time job? For some bands, for instance, Obscura, I interviewed Stefan a couple of months back, and he's a student, and he also works at the hospital. And when he's not touring, he does that, and then they gear up, and he goes out several weeks at a time. So what about y'all? Is this full-time, or is this...
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, this has definitely became our full-time job at this point. We're just getting started as a Devastated, touring full-time, but it will be non-stop from here on out.
A beast.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Now, I understand from doing some of the reading that essentially two bands, or members from two bands have come together, Oblige and Impending Doom, right? Were you with Oblige?
I was the original singer of
Okay,
Oblige, yes.
okay. And then how about you, Andrew? Were you with them also?
Yeah, I played with drums for Oblige.
Okay, and then Manny, the guitarist, he's from Impending Doom?
He was he was actually, he started Impending Doom.
Okay.
So he was the original Impending Doom
Founder.
founder.
Okay.
That's the word.
And then Greg is also from Impending Doom, right? Now with y'all, right?
Greg-
Or
Greg
he
Peters.
left some time ago?
Yeah, it was funny because Greg P was actually me, myself, me, Eric, and Greg. We formed Oblige right out of high school, and Greg left and joined Impending Doom, and then now he's back with us. Kind of one of those, like, I don't know.
Yeah. Never too far from home.
Yeah, exactly. We're all from the same area. We all grew up together, all those guys, so it works out.
That's good. So when y'all put the band together, was it something intentional, or it just kind of fell into place?
Well, let's see.
Well, we were kind of, Oblige did their last tour in 2008, and what happened is towards the end of that, me and Greg and Eric, we decided we wanted to start writing some stuff and come together and bring the stuff together, and naturally, we just wanted to up the ante as far as just the music, the live show, the image, just the whole package. And we had some member changes, and when we finally found the right people, it was Manny and Greg P coming together with that, and just the vision of the whole band. It just naturally unfolded into the Devastated.
Cool. So how is it? The American metal scene is great at times, and then it really stinks at times because every other band sounds just like every other band. Now, how is it that Oblige and Impending Doom, back when they started, because I was following them for a while, how is it that y'all have carried that same engineering fascination, create this heavy music that no one can mimic? I mean, I don't think people would even dare it, but I mean, how do y'all do it? Is it just the love of heavy music that does it?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, me personally, like, it sucks. I fucking don't really listen to any new metal. I hate it for the most part. There's not really anything that really comes out that sparks any interest anymore. The one really cool thing about growing up in Southern California, specifically the Riverside, Inland Empire area, is that we grew up with bands like, it was us and Suicide Sons and Impending Doom and Lords of Plague and all these bands, and there was a lot of competition within that scene, friendly competition. It's
right.
Like, it was one of those things where I think we all pushed each other to become better bands, and I've always, why be in a band if you're not going to bring something fresh to the table? I'm not saying we're the most unique thing, to ever step foot on the planet, but at the same time, like, we do try, you know, we do try to be different. We want to be different. We want to stick out, you know, and so it's one of those things where I think just that mentality is just, everyone from that area seems to have that mentality, you know? It's like we're all super supportive of each other, and it's awesome, but, you know, everybody wants to be their own entity, and so everybody's always striving to be creative and different and all that, so.
And you know, another good thing is too is like we all really have a strong bond of like influence that we grew up on. You know, we always talk about how certain bands really impacted us growing up. You know, that's helped us out. You know, and how we want to create the Devastated.
You know, we're not super old or anything by any means, but I think that, you know, any influences that we are drawing from are not what most bands today are being influenced by. You know, me personally, like I said, I don't really listen to metal anymore unless it's shit I kind of grew up on. Especially when we're writing, I just turn the metal off when we're writing because I don't want anything to bleed into what we're doing, you know?
Yeah.
I just kind of want it to be, you know, I grab influences from other things, life experiences and shit like that, other forms of music, so.
Okay. So, you know, you're talking about a common ground, right, of the bands you listen to. What are like 2 or 3 of those bands that really stick out? I mean, for me, when I heard of Blige several years ago, I thought, oh my gosh, this is like the first time I heard Cowboys from Hell, but it's not Cowboys from Hell. It's just awesome. And then when I heard Impending Doom, like, crap, this is great, you know. So what bands?
Like 3 bands that we draw influence from? Metal bands? Well, I mean,
it can be any bands.
I mean, I don't think, I don't know, dude. Shit.
Well, I mean, I gotta say for me personally, and I mean, I know Greg backed me up with Pantera. I mean, it's
Obviously.
always, you know.
There's no way we're gonna escape that. You know, it's like, because we're a groove band, you know? We're just a heavy groove band. And so, you know, obviously Pantera goes without saying because that was the greatest groove band of all time, you know? Shit, other than that, I mean, obviously there's some death metal influence in there, but even when it comes to that, for me personally, I think I can speak for the rest of us, it's usually the more groove influenced death metal bands, you know?
Right.
Like as generic as saying, you know, Pantera and Cannibal Corpse may sound, you know, those are 2 fucking really good bands that are groovy and heavy. We really like to have
we
that.
all love like Korn and shit too, and Slipknot, you know. So
we never deny our roots. That's shit we grew up on. You know, like we love that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it reached us on a certain level, and so we'll never forget our roots on that level. You know, and I think the cool thing about that is I think we draw influences from certain bands like that, but on different levels. You know, like the theatrical aspects and stuff like that. You know, we really want to be a band that in the future really steps up and brings a whole different level of a theatrical experience to our show, because I don't feel like a lot of bands are doing that anymore, and it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of boring. Metal's kind of boring as fuck, dude. You know, I don't laugh because it's fucking boring as shit, dude. It's like, come on, someone step the fuck up and do something, you know? We're gonna definitely do what we can to put on a show for kids, like make it fun again, you know? Evil's fucking mean and fun, you know? Just bring back that, it's that good, creepy feeling you used to get when you go to those shows when you were young. Like you walk in, it almost like scares the shit out of you. And like that's the band we want to be, you know?
Yeah.
So
you know, what other bands? You know, you're talking about like in the writing process, you turn off the metal. Like for me personally, I really love classical music. My favorite composer is Tchaikovsky, and my favorite song is actually the Russian national anthem.
All right.
I'm not communist, but hey, I know good music when I hear it, right?
Right, yeah.
So for y'all, were there any bands or influences like that? Like for some bands, I hear it's Johnny Cash. Some guys, you know, I hear it's.
I grew up listening to honky tonk, and I can't speak for everyone, but me personally, like I listen to this band called Those Poor Bastards. It's probably one of my favorite bands right now, and it's like country doom. It's like really creepy and just. It's kind of honky tonk, different. I can speak for Eric. I know his favorite band's the Dresden Dolls.
Okay.
You know, like we just draw from different things. You know, shit. I listen to fucking like 3-6 Mafia and shit like that too, and lots of different types of hip hop because it seems that, you know, hip hop is focused on vocals, so I feel it's good for someone like me to listen to something where, you know, the vocals are the main aspect, and, you know, it helps me come up with vocal patterns and cool shit that, you know, maybe are going to be a little bit different than what everybody else is coming out with.
So you just kind of absorb it and then just stick it all together and see what happens.
Absolutely. You know, it's like, because we are a groove band, and a lot of hip hop is just based on that beat and that groove, you know, it does give me a lot of ideas, gives me a lot of ideas how to ride riffs and beats, you know, certain ways, and, you know.
We actually, the writing process for us, you know, compared to, I know, a lot of other bands, is basically based off of jamming. I mean, we get together before we even, you know, talk about song structure or any type of stuff like that, and we just jam out for, you know, a couple hours, record all of it, listen back, go, dude, that's killer right there. That thing that was after it was pretty killer, and they're like almost at the same time.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, we're starting a song. So that, you know, worked awesome for us, you know, for this record, and pretty much looks like, you know, we'll probably do the same thing for, you know, future releases. It's just, it works good for us.
We just want everything to feel extremely natural and not forced. And I think that, you know, when you got a bunch of guys on their own, and this guy's writing a riff, this guy's writing a riff, and they're trying to force a bunch of shit together, it just doesn't work. And so I think when we, you know, there's times where seriously we'll just jam, and I just record it, we'll just jam for a long time, and then, you know, I think I have a little bit more patience on certain levels to where I can actually sit back and listen to our jam sessions, and you know, I'll write down numbers like this time we did something cool this time, and then we get together and that's how we build songs.
Awesome. Now I heard the new single from Century Media. Can you tell us about that? Because I understand the new record's coming out next year. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's looking like January, February at the latest, I believe. So Devil's Messenger.
Right.
That one kind of just like.
Well, you know, I mean, kind of, yeah, it was like kind of some, you know, jam session riffs, you know, kind of put together a couple beats, and actually that song actually, the beginning of it, I know Greg and Eric were messing around one night, and they came up with something, and it kind of got pushed to the side actually for a little while. We didn't even really mess with it, and then, you know, of course, we started getting more and more material, and it was kind of like, hey, let's go back to that, and we kind of comboed that with something else, some other type of like beat stuff that we had, and I just kind of put that one together, and you know, we definitely like the feel of that song because it stands out. I think, you know, when you hear the album, that song definitely stands out from the other ones. You know, the album definitely has a great, you know, versatile to the whole package, but that one, yeah, definitely, you know, it stands out. It's catchy, and
It's just really just a fat beat.
Yeah.
We wrote a fat beat, and then I got together with Eric, and he really liked it.
yeah.
And it was like, you know, we just threw it together, and it had a good feel to it. It's got that really fat, catchy, you know, that was the whole point.
It's got a lot of bounce to it.
Yeah,
Legs and, like,
and you know, we're
it's awesome.
not trying to fucking prove anything. You know, like, well, there's songs on the record that show musicianship and things like that, but sometimes we just want to write a fucking fat, heavy, catchy song that sounds good, you know? Yeah, so it's one of those things we talk about that. It's like, there's really nothing to prove. We just want to write good music. We want to write songs, you know? I think kids just aren't writing songs anymore, you know? And that's, well, you know, it's one of those things unless, you know, that's what we're going for. We'll continue to try, we'll strive that way to write really good songs and develop them that way. But still stick to our roots and still stick to our extremely heavy background, because that's what we all live for. It's just fucking, you know, extremely heavy, devastating ideas. You know, just,
Right. So now the track, Devil's Messenger. I don't know if there's programming behind it or maybe music, like a soundtrack, but it kind of gives me the idea of like a Korn song.
yeah.
It doesn't sound like Korn at all, but it's like, oh, this is kind of creepy, but I like it. So, you know, with the other tracks on the song, I mean, the other songs on the new disc, were any elements like that used, you know, background or atmospheric noises, or did it just happen and
Yeah,
that's just how it worked?
It's definitely, I mean, it's funny because the record all said and done, it's definitely got those aspects to it, extremely like those horror, you know, like I think we love that horror feel, and that's something that definitely if you come see us live, you're gonna get a fat taste of that, even more so than the record. I think, you know, the record, I think originally we intended on having even more of that, and it just kind of ended up slightly different. You know, maybe that's something we'll push more towards in the future, but you know, it's like, fuck, dude, whatever happened to bands like White Zombie, you know, like, it's like, I'm not denying our roots, that's where we fucking came from. I miss that shit so much, and if we could bring that to this younger audience, then I'll be extremely happy, you know?
Yeah, well, that's good. Now, a couple other things, and then we'll wrap this up. Now, when you're on the road, I've heard it's hurry up and wait. Hurry up, get there, hurry up and wait. Hurry up, get there, hurry up and wait. Some people work out, some people play basketball, do sightseeing and stuff. What is it that y'all do to just kind of calm your nerves, keep steady?
Shit, we haven't done nothing but drive this tour so far.
Yeah, so far it's been pretty much nonstop drive for the past like 4 days. But yeah, I mean, you know, like we like to work out, you know, watch DVDs or YouTube.
Dude, we're the most laid back dudes ever. We just kind of hang the fuck out. We all get along really well.
We usually, you know, a band or two before we're about to go on, we try to, myself, basically all the instruments, myself, Manny, Greg, and Eric, we like to get together and do a quick, just kind of practice through the set, you know, just kind of unplug the guitar and practice pad type of thing. Just to get us warmed up and get the blood flowing for that, and shit, I mean, other than that, you know, we're just kicking back and just, I don't know,
I do my little, you know, my little vocal bullshit, you know, off on myself, but, you know,
of course, you know, if a band's sounding good, check them out, you know.
Yeah, you know.
It's like, you know, why not? We're on, you know, we got nothing else to do, really.
Exactly. Now, I read that Century Media heard a 2 demo CD or disc of yours. What were the 2 demo songs? What were those?
The demo songs were a song called Drip Drip and another song called Tongue in Cheek, and those actually both will be on the record.
Awesome.
So.
Okay, so now where do you head after Dallas? Where do y'all go next?
Tomorrow we're in Houston, and from there we pretty much head through the south, and then start heading up east.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're doing a big circle over pretty much the country.
Okay. Well, that wraps it up. Is there anything else you want to say to the fans out there?
Just, you know, check out the record, go pick up The Devil's Messenger. It's going to come out beginning of 2011.
Come out to a show, you have to see the live show, and the album and the live show is a combo in itself. So Facebook /Devastated, Twitter /Devastated.
Come hang the fuck out.
Yeah.
All right.